LeBron James has obviously done every single possible thing a career could do. He's the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. He's played and won championships for 3 different franchises: the Heat, the Cavaliers, and the historic Los Angeles Lakers. What else could LeBron James actually want to accomplish here at the end of his career? And well, we all saw what he did on Saturday night by putting on the New York Knicks towel during his post-game interview. And if you think that wasn't deliberate, well, I got a story for you. It is freaking deliberate. Look, someone like LeBron James does not put a towel around him with the New York Knicks logo if he doesn't know exactly what he's doing. And there's a couple things he could be doing here. And one, that could be either A, putting pressure on the Los Angeles Lakers, saying, hey, look, I got this Knicks towel on. I'm interested in playing for the New York Knicks. If you guys don't give me what I want and build a championship contender around me here in the last few years before I retire. Or number 2, he's telling the New York Knicks, come and get me. Bring me to the Mecca. Bring me to Madison Square Garden. Let me just actually do this. And that's the only thing left in his career. The New York Knicks have not won an NBA championship since the 1970s. They play in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Think about that. The most famous franchise in the NBA, in the world's most famous city, arguably, in the Mecca of basketball, and they haven't won a championship since the 1970s. At Madison Square Garden with the maybe best arena in the whole entire world for basketball. And it makes you wonder, right? Like, how does LeBron James feel right now? Somehow a team that LeBron James plays on, the Los Angeles Lakers, are hovering around 500 with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. That's just unacceptable. You're talking about 2 of the top 15 players in the world on your team, and somehow you're just hovering around 500? So maybe the Knicks towel is pressure, or maybe he's asking for a change of scenery. So here's what I do usually on my videos. I give you 3 facts, 3 opinions about a story. And that's what I'm going to do here with LeBron James and the New York Knicks. Now, before we get to that, let's talk about the Knicks for a second. The Knicks are on absolute fire right now. The Knicks have won 9 out of their last 10. The Knicks record right now is 32-18 and only a game back of the Milwaukee Bucks for the second best record in the Eastern Conference. Meanwhile, as I told you earlier, the Lakers are hovering right around 500. Today, they're in the play-in game. Would LeBron James rather take his chances to get into the play-in game and get into the playoffs that way in the Western Conference that's stacked? Or, hey, let me go east and let me do something that would make me immortal? Because an NBA championship in New York with the New York Knicks is worth, to me, at least 2 championships on the belt notch. And I'm personally, if you know me, Jordan is the GOAT guy, not LeBron. Even though I love LeBron. LeBron, number 2. And people say that's disrespectful. When I tell you you're the second greatest basketball player to ever live, that's not fucking disrespect. That's huge. You're the second greatest ever. So that's not a problem. But anyway, the point here is, very importantly, if he was to go to New York and help lead the Knicks to an NBA championship, all of a sudden this conversation is way more relevant. Is he the greatest of all time? We can make an argument for that. If he helps the New York Knicks make the NBA Finals for the first time, or win first time since the 1970s. But let's talk about our 3 facts, first of all, and how this works. First and foremost, the Knicks, because of salary cap issues, would have to trade, fact 1, Julius Randle. It would probably be a 3-team trade. That's what I'm assuming. I don't think he'd end up back where it all started with the Lakers, but he'd have to trade Julius Randle. But that's not the biggest fact. The fact is, what do the Lakers need to rebuild? They need first-round picks because they don't have any. And the New York Knicks have multiple first-round picks to offer in this trade. They could offer Julius Randle somewhere, multiple first-round picks. And then all of a sudden, you got LeBron James on the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. And the NBA would love that. I mean, I know people love seeing LeBron on the Lakers. It draws a huge, huge crowd each and every single night. But I think LeBron in Madison Square Garden would provide even a bigger boost to National Basketball Association's TV ratings. Everyone would be tuning in. So they have multiple first-round picks to trade for LeBron James and Julius Randle. They could put together a package that would help LeBron James join Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Dante DiVincenzo. I mean, I can never pronounce his name right. And all of a sudden, you're talking about a team, which is fact number 2, that is the best defensive team in the league. Now, we all know that LeBron James has kind of decided to take a mulligan on defense. He no longer plays defense, plain and simple. But I don't think that means he no longer can play defense. I think he is just in a system where he's not asked to. And if he was on a team that's a championship contender, I think LeBron could probably switch on the defensive mechanism in a heartbeat. And all of a sudden, you're talking about LeBron James joining the best defensive team in the league, Coach Thibs, and now he is in Madison Square Garden each and every night, and LeBron James is the biggest show on television. And to him, to LeBron especially, being the biggest show on television is a huge deal. Number 3 fact, Leon Rose and Rich Paul did meet. So for those who don't know, Rich Paul, and who obviously runs Clutch Sports, and Leon Rose haven't been getting along. So that's why you don't see too many Clutch clients heading over to the New York Knicks. They have a little bit of tension. But it looks like they met, and that tension itself is now taking a step back. And that means that Leon Rose, Rich Paul, LeBron James, I think they're all on the same page here. And I think in general, that's just good for business, right? For Leon Rose and the Knicks, it's good to be in business with Clutch Sports. And for Clutch Sports, it's good to be in business with the New York Knicks, because you're talking about the New York City market, and you do want some of your stars to head over to New York City, which, as I've kept referring to, is the mecca of basketball. Those are our 3 facts. Let's talk about our 3 opinions. Number 1, LeBron would be the biggest star on the New York Knicks in a very long time. I mean, I know LeBron James is the biggest star other than Michael Jordan maybe in the league. But he would be the crown jewel of New York Knicks history, even if it was 2 or 3 years, if he brought them a championship. And having that star power in New York City, and having LeBron James in New York City, and having LeBron James put on that New York Knicks uniform would be absolutely awesome. Plain and simple. You can't argue how cool it'd be to see LeBron James on the New York Knicks each and every single day for the rest of the season and maybe next season. And that would be huge. Number 2, opinion. Jalen Brunson is the best point guard the New York Knicks have had since Walt Frazier. He's better than Mark Jackson. He's better than the Charlie Ward days. Man, New York City has not had the best point guard. He's better than Stephon Marbury was in his time with the Knicks, or Steve Francis in his time with the Knicks, and probably Jason Kidd in his time with the Knicks. Of course, not as good as Jason Kidd historically. But Jalen Brunson, who's an all-star and kind of feels like he has taken the city by storm and he's the soul of the New York Knicks, is the best point guard since Walt Frazier. And that's a huge deal, and LeBron James would be amazing to play alongside of a guy like Jalen Brunson, who, in my opinion, feels more like a number 2 on a really good championship team than a number 1, and right now is forced into the 1 role because there is no real superstar on the New York Knicks. They have a star in Jalen Brunson, but they don't have a superstar in the Knicks. So that would be LeBron James's role. He'd be the superstar of the New York Knicks organization right now if he went there. And my last opinion, LeBron. It's time for LeBron James to take over the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. It's time. You've accomplished everything in your career. I know you have this whole dream of playing with Bronny James, but Bronny ain't ready for the NBA. It's kind of apparent right now. The only way he's going to the NBA is if someone does you a favor, and it looks like, a lot of people might do you a favor. Now, I'm not saying Bronny will never play in the league. I just don't think he's a one and done and ready to play in the league next year. So you got to do a mulligan on your goals here and go ahead and join the Knicks. Push for it. Ask for it. Look, the Lakers are not going to trade LeBron James without LeBron James's permission. LeBron has done a lot for the Lakers organization. He helped them take them out of their darkest days, brought them an NBA championship, brought a in-season tournament trophy. The Lakers would not do wrong by LeBron, but they would do right. They would. They would take LeBron James's opinion if LeBron James went to them and said, hey, I loved my time here with the Lakers. The Knicks can offer you multiple first-round picks. Julius Randle's contract somewhere is going to be making rounds, and you'll get some more assets. Trade me to the Knicks. Thank you for your time, Los Angeles. I'm going to live here the rest of my life. I'm going to New York for a business trip. That's what LeBron James essentially would be doing. He'd be doing a business trip with the New York Knicks for a few years. And if he could bring the New York Knicks a championship or an NBA Finals appearance or any sort of Eastern Conference series against the Boston Celtics, oh boy, we're talking about one of the best accomplishments of his already accomplished career. So let me know. Write it down below in the comments. Does LeBron James deserve to go to the New York Knicks? Is it time for LeBron James to head to Madison Square Garden? I'd love to know your thoughts. My name is George Arjour, or I go by George on Tap on all social media. That's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, wherever you might find me. Part of the Sports on Tap network. So make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. You can find all our other channels here in the description. Really appreciate you watching here to the end, and we'll see you guys next time.